you are just coming in, say hello. We're all over the world today. We're just plugging in all of the tech. These events are amazing. We have people in multiple countries, not only helping us out with the webinar, but also joining the webinar as well. We're in Zoom, obviously. We're on Instagram over here. If you just join me on Instagram, come and join the live training. I talk to my team in the chat there as well. We're live on Facebook, I think. We're live on YouTube. We're live on LinkedIn. We're going to probably hit over 1,000 people this morning, which is epic. So can everybody see me? Stimpod Stan is in the room. Legend. The legend of our community is Stan. If I reclaim host, am I good to do that? Shall I do that? It keeps nudging me, or do I need to? No? Yeah, take it. All right, I'm pinching it from Cam. I've got it back. Right, nice to see everybody. Yes, Stan, lovely to see you as always. Our super fan. I've been hearing a rumor that you won an award for the #1 vendor of the year, Stan, and I love it. I laughed. I thought it was brilliant. It's true though. You're amazing. So thank you. We absolutely love you. All right. Am I still muted or am I on? I've just seen somebody saying I'm muted. Hey from Walsall. Hey, we're in Walsall, which is cool with Jay. Nice to see you, Jay. We're in Oxfordshire. The Brits are out today. Must be raining in Britain, is it? They only join webinars when it rains back in England. By the sounds of it, you had some torrential rain yesterday. I was watching the football last night, and it looked like it was pretty bad in the Manchester area. That said, it always rains in that part of the world. Hello from North Dakota. Hi from Oxfordshire. Where else are we? Type into the chat. It's Sunday morning. Come on, let's have some fun. Where else would you rather be today? I always think it's an amazing statement that you're making to yourself and to your business and to your life, that you are willing to learn and you want to grow and you are looking for information and you're hungry for that. And I think it's fantastic, and I just want to commend you all for that. It's what really makes you different. We're in Boston, we're in Exeter. The Brits are showing up today. Definitely, the Brits are showing up today, which is cool. We're in Boca Raton in Florida, not too far from me. Yeah, I think it's cool. Honestly, I think it's a testament to yourself and your ambition. There's lots of fake ambition around, and particularly in this profession. I don't mind saying it, and it's not nice to say it, but there's lots of fake ambition and people who say that they want to be successful, and they say they want to be business owners, and they say they want to grow in various things, and they don't do anything about it. And that's that fake ambition that we talk a lot about in the Planet Paul community. Is it an honest ambition to grow, backed up by a willingness to learn and invest and sacrifice and commit, and get punched in the face a few times and then roll back up and kind of learn from your mistakes and grow again? Those are the entrepreneurs that we love. So if you are one of them, you're a kindred spirit, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I appreciate you. Eric's in from Dallas. We did this yesterday. It was fun. We had 100 people in the room yesterday as well, giving away lots of books yesterday. And thank you for everybody who's shown up to support that today. We're going to obviously give you a chance to get some books off me today as well. But it's not just about that. It's about sharing what I know to be true about what works for finding predictable revenue in a business. And I just happened to write a book on it. It's called Teach and Get Rich. And it explains the whole concept of why the pathway to predictable revenue is to teach before you ask for money. And when all is said and done, that's the if there's such a thing as a North Star, and any time I talk to my staff or to business owners in general, I talk about North Stars. What's the guiding light, right? That if we get a little bit lost, if you think about how a North Star works, if you get a little lost, look up to the sky and it just reminds you of where you are, right? North Stars in business are so vital. And one of the big ones is educate before you sell. And the big one is the more that you spend time with people before they give you money, the more money they'll give you. And for those of you who are struggling and aren't getting the margins that you want, and you haven't got the profit that you would like, and you haven't got the just the growth that you want, go take a look at that strategy and where it exists in your business. How much time are you really spending educating people before you ask them for money? Frankly, it changed my life. I'm a big proponent of it. I got taught it by a guy called Dan Kennedy. I was in a small little room in Hartlepool in the northeast of England. This guy called Dan Kennedy, I stumbled into my YouTube feed one day, and I became obsessed with him. I flew out to Cleveland many, many times, to Chicago, to Dallas, to all over the place, thousands and thousands of miles I racked up. I couldn't get enough of this strategy called education-based marketing, and it frankly changed my life. Did my physio skills improve in that period of time? Zero. None. My physio skills didn't improve once, and yet my income grew by, I daren't even say it. My income improved so drastically that my life changed beyond any reasonable doubt. And it wasn't because I was cleverer or better or more clinically skilled than anybody else. It was because I figured out education-based marketing. I figured out how to put education-based marketing into my business, and it frankly changed the business, and that's what I'm passing on to you guys today. Let's give you a chance of being uniquely different. So type into the chat. Obviously, I'm seeing a little bit now where you're from. What type of clinic have you got? What you're hoping to learn from today? Lewis, if you're there, how do I turn this sound on just while people start chatting so I can get the video on? What do I need to do? Type into the chat. Tell me what type of clinic you've got, and we'll give everybody a couple of minutes, then we'll get started. What do I need to do?
Unshare.
This is the roadie, by the way. This is the.
Are you sharing your screen now?
Yeah, screen is shared. Yeah.
Right.
I've got a video to share with you. That's all. There we go. Password, course. Yeah. I don't even know what that is. Bingo. Right, share. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're back. Yeah. So type into the chat. Let me know what type of clinic you run. Is it a cash pay clinic? Is it an insurance clinic? Is it a hybrid clinic? Is it a not-for-profit clinic? Do we have any non-profits in? We've started already. Anybody is self-professed non-profit PT clinic by default. It says LLC or limited company when you submit the account, but technically you are a non-profit. Do you know what? I'm going to start all of my seminars in the future with this. Do we have any non-profits in? Do we have any? Do we have any people who have given their life to service and dedicated their PT clinic to somebody else and their life instead of their own? Mark, we love you, Mark. Hybrid outpatient ortho up in New York, cash patient clinic, for profit for sure. Ricky, we know that you're for profit, which is fantastic. What else? We've got any others? Cash, hybrid, ortho. What are you? And if you're just joining us on Instagram, message in the thread, and you can come and join the main training that we're doing. So let's get into it. Keep typing as you come into the webinar room today. It looks like we are all over the world, which is pretty cool. We are in New Brunswick, Canada. Ivy, hybrid outpatient in Canada. Hybrid outpatient in Canada, which is good. Nobody non-profit, not at this point. All for profit. Good. We like this. So we've said hello, people, as you come in, type into the chat. Eric says non-profit, doing some prono work. Eric has given his life up to insurance. He's one of those rare souls that likes to sacrifice his entire life on behalf of big corporations that like to make billions and billions of dollars in profit every quarter and expect you to do more work for less money as the years go on. He's a rare soul. Eric, the world needs more people like you. Cash pay MSK physio clinic looking for another physio can do with more patients to fill their scheduled diary quickly. Right, good. We love it. Jay, you've been amazing over the last 6 to 12 months. Your journey has been meteoric. Well done. So, right, let's get into it. Who wants to make 10K from a workshop? Who else we got? We're in Oxfordshire as well. Sally and Steph from Bicester in Oxfordshire, multidisciplinary. We're in a posh part of England, lads and lasses. We're in a posh part of Britain. It's a long way from Hartlepool, Oxfordshire, that's for sure. I used to look at Oxfordshire out of the window when I used to drive through there as a football. In fact, I went to Oxfordshire quite a few times when Oxford had a decent team. We used to have a decent football team back in the day. I used to go down there with my dad when I was a kid in the 90s, and then as a football physio. Mike from South Florida, Michael Kenton, Well Care Rehab and Wellness. We've got a lot of Floridians coming into our ecosystem recently, which is cool. So we're going to show you how to make 10K from a workshop in the next 30 days. So there's lots going to go on today, right? I've got a book to give you. I've got some teaching to do. I'm going to answer questions for you. I've got some offers for you to work with my team so we can get some workshops into your business in the next 30 days. Wipe out the next 2 or 3 hours. No recordings, never record my webinars, Mike. No, all live, 100% live. We've got the next 2 or 3 hours together, and you will learn a lot. You will take a lot, and I will talk around your business and your business success and your personal success, which is really what we want. So we're going to talk about making 10K from a workshop in the next few days, but I suspect what most people want is predictable revenue, right? Let's think bigger about your business and your life. Just you don't have to type into the chat, but who does want to make 100K in predictable revenue in the next 12 months? This is 1,000,000,000% possible for some of you, and I think this could be the missing link for all of you who are relying upon reputation. You're running Facebook ads, Google ads, you've got your Yell.com ads, you've got your SEO, your social media, and all of that's just working. But what we might be able to do with this is just put something in, a new method over the top of what you're already doing, and that takes you from doing okay to doing incredibly well. And that can genuinely happen for, I would say, 90% of the people on this call. To me, it's as simple as this. So everybody talks about workshops, and I don't really think about workshops, right? I don't think about an event. I don't think about a webinar. I don't think about a seminar. I do seminars all over the world. I do workshops all over the world. I do webinars probably every 2 months. I write books every 2 years. I write free reports every quarter. Like, I'm an information guy. I give away free information. So really what the premise is, here's another North Star for you. If you want to change your business and your life and your income, just start sharing what you know. Start sharing what you know. And for some of you, you don't need to know more, right? The must train is I must learn more. I must learn more. I must learn more. What I've been a proponent of and a teacher of is once you get to a certain point, you know more than enough. Let's just start figuring out how to share more of it, right? Let's share it with more people. If you think about how many people would ask you a question, right? I remember when I was a physio, right, back in the day, people would come up to me in a restaurant and say, Paul, I've hurt my back, I've hurt my knee. And I'd give them some advice and I'd tell them why it happened and I'd tell them what they should do. And I'd give them some advice about how physio can help. And they'd say at the end of it, thank you, that's amazing. Oh, you've changed my life, or that's really helped. And, you know, they were so appreciative of it. Now, that would happen in one-off instances. And I used to then think, well, what if I could do that for 10, 15, 20 people at a time? Because what we think we have to do to make a difference in their life is 10 sessions of physio to fix their ankle. And really what the majority of the world wants is a little bit of clarity on what they should do next. All of your patients are struggling to make decisions because they don't have credible and trustworthy information. What I'm saying to you and everybody on this training and everybody I teach, whether it's about workshops or marketing systems, you can deny all you want marketing in healthcare. And good luck if you're trying. And you can say that you don't need it, and you can say that you don't like it, and you can say that you don't want to, and all of these other things. But you can't say it doesn't work and that it isn't necessary. There's no human being on earth that doesn't need information before they buy. And I figured out that the more I give people information, that the more they buy from me, the better customers they are, the more trust we have between each other. There's just a better bond that we have when somebody attends a workshop or a training or an event or reads a book or whatever it will be. There's a better bond between me and them. When I used to just run my ads on Google or an SEO campaign or whatever it was for my physio clinic, I got phone calls, but I often got phone calls in majority from people who didn't understand what I did, and therefore were never going to pay the prices that I needed to charge to make good money. So for everybody, and this is your first lesson as we get into it, if you're struggling to make a profit, you're probably struggling with prices. In fact, I'm 1,000,000,000% certain that you're struggling with prices, right? It's as old as time. All businesses are the same. If you can't make a profit, it's usually tied back to prices. And if you can't raise prices, now your temptation will be New York is different, Boca Raton is different, Oxfordshire is different, Exeter is different, Birmingham is different. Well, they are different in Birmingham, right? Birmingham is different, right? Jack Grealish territory, we love Jack. You come up with all these excuses as to why it isn't going to work for you and why it doesn't currently work for you. And all you do is you compound the thing that you've been thinking about for however many years that's keeping you stuck. I'm going to come along today and I'm going to go, do you know what? Let's suspend your skepticism. Let's just suspend that for a little while and say, what if there's a chance that if we start educating people before they come through the doors and we build a team and a business around educating our clients before we ask them for money, is there a chance that they'll trust us more, they'll like us more, they're more confident about buying from us, and they'll actually spend more money with us? Is there a chance? Just hold that thought, because that's essentially what today's training about. And in all honesty, that's all of my trainings for the last decade, because for the decade before that, that's what I did in my business to get it to where it is today, where it still runs without me and somebody licenses it and pays me a royalty. I figured this out well ahead of my time. And years later, people who were in my town who were running physio clinics are still relying upon reputation, still relying upon Google SEO, still relying upon some free business listing somewhere to try and get them some clients. And they're miserable as shit. They're not making any money. So the simplest strategy for those of you guys who want to fill up your schedule and increase monthly income, let's figure out ways to share what you know. One of them is workshops. A book is another. I happen to be writing books and doing workshops and doing webinars and doing events and doing podcasts and YouTube and so on and so forth to share what I know. Most of you on here are consumers of that type of strategy, and you go on to buy from somebody because of it. My point is, why don't we stop you being a consumer and turn you into the guy that creates the content that somebody buys from you? It's up to you, but that's what we're talking about today. So We're going to uncover what I call the teach before you sell model that has changed my life and many, many other clinic owners around the world. And it's no exaggeration when I say it changed my life. To teach before I sell has been amazing. And it's hilarious how, as time goes on, I've got followers on Instagram and Facebook and email list of tens of thousands of people and book readers. And somebody, every now and again, some asshole will pop up and go, that's salesy. It's too salesy, right? I'm like, dude, I've been sat on a fucking webinar for 3 hours, pouring my heart and soul out to you, teaching you what I know. I'm giving you insights into how to run a business that I've personally ran, I felt others run, and have been responsible for probably no exaggeration when I say $500 million of revenue is being made as a result of my consulting advice. The idea that I'm being salesy, dude, I think you have a problem with sales, not me, right? That's just a disconnect that needs to be rewired. When we teach, we don't have to sell. People start to want to buy from you because obviously you know what you're talking about. They feel more comfortable. They feel more trusting in you, and so on and so forth. So this model has changed my life. And ironically, for most of the healthcare professionals who hate selling, they also resist the teaching side of it. And then I always ask, well, what do you want? If you don't want to sell and you don't want to teach, what have you got, right? Apart from a big fucking ego, right? Sorry to be blunt, but it's true. If you listen to it, if you don't want to teach and you don't want to sell, what do you want to do, right? What have you got? I've got a big fucking ego. That's what I've got, right? And that's why I'm skint and I've got no money and I can't raise prices and I'm miserable and I can't do what I want to do. So we either have to teach or you have to get very good at selling. And I suspect most people on here don't want to sell, but are quite comfortable with teaching. So that's the methodology and why it works for the people that have the, let's call it the mind strength to adopt this type of strategy. So 3 big things to take from you today, or for you guys to take from today. 90 minutes can replace 15 hours. Nearly every physio that I see after 2 or 3 years who started a business is broke, mostly financially, but broke in time poor. They have no time. They're running around like headless chickens, rats up a drain pipe, looking for things, busy, squirrels running around, sorting the front desk out, sorting this out, treating the patients, trying to sort marketing out, fighting with an agency, talking to the bookkeeper, ignoring the accountant, finding some time for the husband or the wife if they can, because they're getting in at 7 o'clock after running a business. Time poor business owners usually enter that phase after about 2 or 3 years and they stay there for about 25. Can anybody relate? It's up to you whether you want to type into the chat. This is the story of most physio business owners' lives. They're busy fools and they're tired and they're frustrated and they're doing more and more work, more and more tasks, but they're not actually getting anywhere with it. So the premise, the first one is 90 minutes can replace 15 hours. And I'll come back to that as we go through the training together. 10 workshops can make you 100 grand predictable revenue. Fact, non-negotiable. 10 workshops can make you 100 grand in predictable revenue every single year. If you're in Britain, adjust these numbers to around about 60 to 65,000 pounds. These are facts proven by me and proven by multiple dozens of clients that we've worked with over the years. Those are the numbers that you could plug into a business. In the US, it's around about $8,000 to $10,000. We've got lots of Brits, so I'll give you some UK numbers. Anywhere between £3,000 to £5,000 when you run a workshop, assuming that you're priced appropriately. Number 3, the fortune is in the system. No businesses make money without systems. You end up with reasonably well-paid physios with a big headache called staff without systems. And the business owner's doing all of the work and running around, and they've got 4 or 5 people on payroll, but life hasn't got any easier. And the biggest thing, the biggest thing, if you want to make a difference in your life or in your business, put a follow-up system in your business. I've said on stage year after year after year, if you want to sell me your business, give it to me. And do you know the first thing I'll do? I'll put a follow-up system in play and I'll have all of my money back in about 90 days. People who stubbornly refuse to put a follow-up marketing system in their business lose probably millions over a 10, 15, 20-year period, millions and millions and millions in revenue. For whatever reason, I don't know. But the fortune is in the system and in the follow-up. And again, I'm quite strong on these points for a reason, because these are the things that are going to make the difference to your life. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. So the model that we teach is called small group workshops. They're the best way to do it. Pre-COVID, it was about big, ugly 40, 50 person events that cost you $10,000, $15,000 to market for. Conversion ratios were low. It was great for your ego. It was great for social media. But it was a nightmare to fill up and very, there was a hassle to it, let's call it that. And the stigma of workshops where people think, oh, I don't want to do a workshop every month, is because they're thinking of the old workshop model where it was about 40 or 50 people. We've got this down to a fine art, round about 12 to 15 people, small group workshops, are the best way to make the most money for the time that you're going to put in. They're easier to fill, the more intimate, which is what people want, more predictable, less costly, and most of all, for you, more profitable. So let me show you this. I just want to make sure you know what a workshop actually looks like. Here it is. Just as you watch this video, find yourself in it. So that's Carrie in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Nash in Bolton, Manchester. Jonathan in Texas. Michael in San Francisco. These are all their patients. Carrie again. Todd in Massachusetts. Kent, Xavier. So I thought I'd give you a little insight to that, just to make sure that you understand exactly what a workshop is. I'm just going to press pause on that for 1 second. Type into the chat. Everybody aware now what that is and what a workshop is and what it looks like. Happy with that? Yep. Happy with what a workshop might look like and the intimacy of what we're trying to create here. As you watch that video, can any of you on here think that you couldn't do something like that? That you can't stand up once a month and talk to 10 or 12 people and help them and enjoy it? And I think for most of you, absolutely love it when you start to do all of these, things. I'm just going to put my little slides back on. Share. So today we're going to go through that whole thing. I've got lots to share with you. Stay till the end for an incredible opportunity to work with us. We've got 2 options for you to get started with us. If you want the book, I'll give you the book. But for those of you who are really serious and like the idea of what we're teaching today and whether or not it could be a good next step for you, even just to join our community and come and get involved with us and what we do, I've got 2 different tracks for you to start with us. One is called Guided and one called Done For You. So if any of you are interested and excited to get maybe a workshop in your clinic in the next 30 days, we can do a guided track with you, and we can do a Done For You where my team take over the whole thing. So I'll give you the book in just a moment, and then we'll talk about that and some major what I call laws of education-based marketing, basically. So why are you really here, right? You don't show up on a Sunday afternoon. It's beautiful. I'm sure there's weather wherever you are now in September is usually gorgeous in most parts of the world. But most clinic owners are stuck in chaos. No predictable patient flow, living month to month, always stressed. And for most, this hamster wheel never stops. It's 25 years. Same shit, different day, basically. No profit, literally running a non-profit business. What we call in this office an expenses business, where keen to pay bills, but nothing left for profit. Anybody experience that? Feels like what you do is spend 28 days of the month paying everybody else. If you're lucky, the last 2 days of the month it's yours. Today, I'm going to show you how I solved that problem by becoming a teacher using small group workshops and how you can too. If you like what you see, and again, I know many of you have followed me for a while and probably isn't your first rodeo with me, we get together regularly. This is a real community of real people. No skepticism here, and this is fake or bullshit. We get together around about 1,000 people every year attend my seminars, whether I'm in Dublin, whether I'm in London, whether I'm in Orlando, San Diego, New York. We've been all over the world, and we love getting you all together. If you like anything today that you hear or see, my style, the coaching, just the beliefs, whatever, great, come on board with us. The next step is October 23 and 26 in Orlando. This is our big one. 250 practice owners come to what's called Private Practice Marketer Live, 4th annual marketing and sales super conference. These strategies and more will be happening across 4 days. So check out that. Today's really a taste of what I'll be going into deep across that weekend. The pre-day of PPM Live on the 23rd is the in-person workshop to this, where I will be teaching you how to sell, how to put butts in seats, if you like, how to close the room. So we're going to talk massively about that at PPM as well. If you're interested, you are looking for a community, you want to get involved, you like going to marketing conferences because you know you get a new energy and a buzz and you meet people, Fastest way to grow is to meet new other people who are doing what you want. PPM Live, all of the details are there. Just request the information pack. There's no tickets for sale there. Just request the information pack and we'll help you decide whether or not that's a good fit for you. We are almost full on that one. We've got our biggest ever numbers this year, which is really, really cool. So we thank you for that if you've already booked your seat. This year, we're taking aim at insurance companies. It's called Insurance Busters. Every year we have a theme. And this year we're helping insurance businesses move towards cash, and we're helping cash pay people scale. And here's the kicker: without the business owner having to be there all day, every day. We've got a proven track record of doing that now, helping clinics go from $0 to $1 million, making $200,000-$300,000 in profit. Those strategies will be announced and shared all weekend. So if you're interested in any of that, Orlando, Florida, in October 23 through 26 is the place to be. That will test your dedication. I suspect it's very easy to log in from your phone in the coffee shop and come watch me. I wonder if you get on a flight and book a hotel. Tickets are very, very cheap. Just come and be part of it and get involved with the community. So why most owners stay small and stuck? Are you ready? Relying upon word of mouth is very, very unpredictable. Most business owners look around at each other and they tell each other that I rely on word of mouth, and that's a good ego stroke. So everybody relies upon word of mouth, and that means I'm good because people say good things about me. The problem is it takes you about 30 or 40 years for that thing to actually work and get to the point where you're happy. What most business owners actually do rely upon is doctors, right? The insurance typical model was doctors, relying upon doctors, so they didn't have to do any marketing. As we've all witnessed for the last 20 years, the problem with insurance companies is they don't like the idea that you make a profit, and so they like to drop their reimbursement fees. So chasing referrals and doctor scripts is slow and frustrating, and is now the slow train to, or the fast train to hell, basically, for clinic owners. Ads without a system. So again, classic mistake. Show me your business. Okay, business owner, this is your story. I know it. 18 months, 24 months goes by. You've started a business. You think, you know what? This reputation thing isn't working. I'm a good clinician, but it's not working. Maybe I need to run some ads. So I put some ads in the local newspaper, in the local magazine. Yell.com contacts you and asks you to maybe put a little ad on that. And then do you know what? I'm going to dabble with Facebook and I'm going to put $100 on a Facebook ad and see what happens. The ad goes up and nothing happens, because ads without a system equals wasted money. Ads without a marketing system are irrelevant, pointless. There's no point in running an ad unless you have a real marketing system behind it. The ad is designed to spark interest. The system is designed to create leads and turn them into nurture them into better clients for your business. So this is the problems that's rife inside of the PT community. Cash pay is incredibly hard to sell at scale for novices who have got no marketing skills, who aren't priced appropriately, who don't have a marketing system. Cash pay is almost impossible to scale unless you get all of those things right. Most cash businesses get stuck at $300,000 because that's their reputation. Trying to get past that, they're in a world of hurt because they don't have a real system to help them scale and grow it. The result, the business owner feels vulnerable, unpredictable, and no leverage. A business like that is very, very difficult to grow. I think the biggest obstacle for most, you don't control the flow of patients in your business, and that means you don't control your income. If you don't control your income, it's very, very difficult to be happy, right? You will be stressed and you won't control your freedom. And I think most of you have gone into business for freedom. Is that not true? You didn't start a business to work more hours for the rest of your life. I think we all started our businesses knowing that for the first 2 years, we'd have to work significantly harder. But I think if we're still doing it 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, there's definitely a little bit of a problem. The reality for most, they swap 9 to 5 for 8 till 8 and 24/7 worries over whether it'll ever work or turn around. And the real kicker that pisses me off is most of you are getting paid less than your head physio. Most of you are taking home less money per hourly rate than your physios. That's a fact, per hourly rate, because the hours that you do versus what they do, you're probably making less. Some of you will be making less than fucking Uber drivers by the time you add up all of the hours that you put into the business, including the worry that you take to bed every single night. That can't go on. That can't go on. And I use these webinars hopefully as an inflection point, a turning point for you in your life, where you get to a point and you go, do you know what, Paul? All of this is making a little bit of sense. I'm 2, 3, 4 years into the business. I've got no marketing system. I'm wasting money on ads. These doctors don't refer like they used to. And even if they do, I can't make any money off the patients. I've got no marketing skills. I don't talk to anybody about my business. I've got no real concrete advice when it comes to how to scale or grow a business. I'm making assumptions based upon what I see on internet and social media. And I'm taking all of this frustration and all of these worries to bed. If I haven't just summed up your life in the last few minutes, I've predicted the future. This is what normally goes on for most business owners, whatever profession they're in. Everybody makes the same mistakes. Everybody thinks they can do it on their own. Everybody thinks they can figure out on their own, with this little echo chamber going on up here. This little echo chamber is the same little voice right now that's telling you that you can't raise prices in your town because it's different. It's the same voice that's saying your reputation is good enough and it will turn around someday. It's the same voice that says if you just keep plugging away, inflation will come down and everything will be all right. It's the same voice that says, you know what, the politicians change, the economy has a better outlook, business will change. And it's been telling you it for about 3 to 5 years. And if you're not careful, it'll tell you it for about 35 years. You'll look back and you'll think, holy shit, what have I just done for the last 30 or 40 years? What was the point in all of that? I hope today for some of you is a big inflection point. And you think, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to go run my business properly and I'm going to go and invest in marketing and I'm going to learn how to grow this business to make some real money. Is there another way? Surely there is. So what if instead of waiting around and hoping patients show up, you had a system that you let put 5, 10, 15 people in the business every single month into a room and you do nothing but teach for 90 minutes. You walk away with 10 grand in new patient revenue every single time you run it. And 10 is conservative for most people. So it's called the 10K workshop method for a reason. It's about predictable flow. It's about turning strangers. Every time you run an ad, strangers. Some of you are strangers to me on here. The longer we work together, the more we get to know each other, the more we trust each other. There's people on here. Mark, when did I meet you? 2016? I think it was 2016, 2017. I first met Mark. I went up to New York to see him. That's probably an 8-year relationship. Probably started on the internet. Might have started on a webinar. Might have started with a book. Might have started with something, right, that caused us to have something in common. All of a sudden, we get to know each other a bit more. 9 years later, Mark's still a client of my business, right? Growing his company. Like, these things work. This way of building a business where you have time for people before you ask them for money, that's the game. It isn't about getting more and more and more and more clients. It's ultimately about using marketing to start relationships with people that last a lifetime. Mark's watched, how many kids did I have back then, Mark? 2? Mark's probably watched me have 3 kids in this period of time, right? Like, hopefully he gets to see the grandkids, right? Like, that's how I think about my relationship with the clients. They can last forever. So when you start to think about it, we start as strangers on the internet. We start as strangers on Facebook. We start as strangers. We don't know anybody, right? Your clients are exactly the same. They're cold leads. How do we get people to start thinking about you more and trust you more? That's got to be the difference. It'll be the difference to you. 8 to 12 grand every time you run one. Repeat monthly, 100K plus in annual predictable revenue. That's really, when all is said and done, again, 85% of the time, this thing works exactly as we teach it. My story, just to bring you into it so that you understand if you are new, very humble beginnings, small town in the United Kingdom called Hartlepool, very, very economically challenged. Top 10, it's a fact, unfortunately. I am very proud of Hartlepool, but it doesn't always have wonderful statistics to make it a desirable place. In fact, when I run events in Hartlepool, my clients look at me and go, do we have to go up north? Do we have to go to Hartlepool? It's like, yeah, it's not far from the train station. So just get on the train and we'll pick you up. So I started the Paul Gough Physio Rooms in 2008. What else I was going to say? Top 10 for obesity, top 10 for unemployment, and top 10 for crime. Right, but I made it out. It's the biggest, most biggest achievement of my life. I made it out of Hartlepool. I made it through. The Paul Gough Physio Room started in 2008. I had a good reputation, right? But I had no predictable lead generators. I was a decent physio. I worked for football clubs. I was not bad at what I did, but I didn't have any name recognition at scale, right? Nobody knew who I was, right? I was in youth team football and Middlesbrough and Darlington. Like, I wasn't a big name, but I was good at what I did. And I thought because I'd been in football, I was going to be able to start a very successful business and people would just come and find me. I thought reputation would be enough. Turns out it wasn't. Anyway, time went on. After about 4 or 5 years of doing it okay, just plugging away, doing okay, nothing amazing, nothing bad, just ticking along, probably late 20s, early 30s at this point. And I'm thinking there's got to be something more than this, right? I'm 4 years in. My reputation, like, everybody says good things about me. They all come in and they go, oh, so-and-so told me about you, or Steve said this about you, or Sally said that. but it just didn't fire up fast enough. So I thought, right, I'm going to have to do something. I went on YouTube and started looking for marketing ideas for a physio, right, or for whatever. This guy called Dan Kennedy popped up, and Dan was the guide that I needed in my life, and he popped into my YouTube, and I devoured everything that I could about him. And all of a sudden, there was this conference in Chicago, and it was in October 2013. My son was born. My first son was born 4th of October 2013, and there was this conference in Chicago, right, 4 weeks after Harry was born. And I remember saying to Natalie, "Do you mind if I nip to Chicago for the weekend? There's just this conference on that I wouldn't mind going to, and I have a hunch that I'm going to learn something." That might just help us as a family, right? That if I figure this thing out, I think I can grow this business, and we might just move into another gear, right? And this is true story. My wife comes to all of my events. You can talk to her about all of this and how it happened. I essentially took a risk, right, on doing something different. Could you imagine telling my mother and Natalie's mother and father that after 4 weeks of my first son being born, I'm disappearing to Chicago from England, right, to attend a marketing conference? But I'm a physio. My mom said, "But you're a physio. Why are you going to Chicago for a marketing conference? That's not what physios do." I could understand it, Paul, if you were going to Chicago for a clinical skills conference. Now, that might be acceptable in our world, Paul. Marketing? No. There's something off here. So life was a bit tricky round about this time for me, because I had a hunch that life could be better, but I just didn't know how to make it better. So I had to go and study. And I went and found Dan. And I came back from Chicago, and I still say to this day, I got on the flight on the Sunday night. I went for 4 days. And on the Sunday evening, I messaged Natalie. I'm in the airport, and I said, "I'm back tomorrow. Life as we know it has just changed." And I was certain as the sun will come up tomorrow that my life had changed. I didn't think it would change this big, I must admit, but I knew that the physio business was about to grow in a big, big way, because I discovered a completely new strategy that nobody else wanted to implement. Nobody else wanted to do. Everybody else was obsessed with their reputation. Dan taught me about this thing called teaching before asking for money. And he said, "Paul, when you teach people, you don't have to ask them for money. There's no hard selling. When you teach people, they want to give you money because they buy into what you're about. And why wouldn't they? Paul, you know your stuff. You're a nice guy. You're honest. You're decent. You're trustworthy. You know a reasonable amount of information about back pain. Why don't you just start telling more people what you know and watch what happens?" And I did. I'm a very good student. And still to this day, I'm a very good student. I'm still coaching with Dan to this day. Giving away free information built trust. Dan said the first thing you got to do is go write a book. Give it away and use that as the referral source in your book. Every other physio in Hartlepool is going to give away business cards. You write a book and give it away and start giving people your information and watch what happens. And then he started to teach me more and more and more. And we started to talk about workshops. Patients would arrive bought into me with education-based marketing. And the problem for every one of you absent of an education-based marketing system, patients are looking for physio. When you run an ad on Google or Facebook or Yelp or SEO, they're looking for physical therapy. That's why you can't raise your prices, because there's 7 other people offering the same service. Now, you think you're better, and you may well be, but that's not what the patient knows at the time. What we need is people bought into you before you ask them for money. This is the game changer with education-based marketing for any of you that wants to implement it. So the day that everything changed, 2014, I'd already wrote the book at this time, and it was, okay, next step, run the workshops. Teach what's in the book to people in person, all right? The day that everything changed. I ran my first workshop. Predictable revenue happened overnight. It was a almost guaranteed source of income from 2014. That's an image in my clinic in 2014. There's probably 10 or 12 people in the room there. And that was a newspaper ad of me exposing my workshops. The newspapers loved it because it was fun. It was different. People were getting help for free. I was opening up my clinic doors to allow people to come in to get to know me and to be educated on back pain. It was revolutionary in my town in 2014. Went from just surviving to a cushion of profit every month. Any month without a workshop, I knew it. I knew we hadn't hit it. It got so successful. In the end, I had 4 clinics. And we were running 2 workshops every Saturday at both clinics. One at 10 o'clock and another one at 1 o'clock. Once a month. It was the thing that everyone in the team got behind. All of my front desk, all of the physios, everybody pushed as many people as we could to these workshops to get more new people, to get referrals, to get work, to get past patients who dropped off to come back, and so on and so forth. If I ran a Facebook ad, which I was in 2013, not even 2014, I was running Facebook ads. We ran a Facebook ad. Somebody opted into the ad. We'd ask them if they wanted to come to a workshop. So we didn't sell them on the phone. We asked them if they wanted to come to a workshop. Building trust in between the decision was what we were good at back in the day. So a monthly workshop was the primary strategy at this point that I was building my location to get to freedom. Grew a full location clinic, over 1 million in revenue. In dollars, for pounds, it was about 65,000 pounds, 70,000 pounds a month at the height of it across 4 locations, 18 staff. I've since been able to license it. It doesn't trade as an operating company anymore. It's been taken over by another business, but I get a royalty paid to me every single month. So every single patient who goes into that business, I get a royalty of 9%. You spend $100 in that clinic, I get 9 of it. You spend 1,000, I get 90. Still to this day, and I get that check every 90 days. That's what marketing did for me. Marketing, it changed my life. When I fell in love with marketing, it gave me the freedom that I have today, candidly, and the fun that I have today. I built a patient database of 22,000 plus people, and that's what the person who bought the clinic essentially got from me. They got a marketing system, and they got a database of pre-qualified people that wanted to spend money on their health. Most physio businesses are not worth a light because there's no marketing system and they don't have a real customer database. They have an EMR or a practice management software, but they don't have a database of customers that regularly buy from them, and they have no way of bringing new patients to the business. Therefore, no business would buy it because it's all independent. I went on to write 7 books, and I now teach more than 1,000 people every single year worldwide through my programs, my classes, my courses, and in-person events that now look like this. So from very humble beginnings in a treatment room, in the reception of a treatment room in Hartlepool with 10 or 12 people arriving, parking outside of my clinic on a Saturday morning, coming in for tea and coffee and a scone, right? That type of thing happened in my clinic, and an old projector of me teaching, this is the spine, and this is the neck, and this is the knee, and, you know, this is why it hurts, and, you know, have you got any questions? From very, very humble beginnings, my life kind of looks like that today. And it's exactly the same in theory. Most people think I'm an entrepreneur or a business owner, but if you take a closer look, you'll find I'm a teacher. 75% of my life I spend teaching. Zoom, book, webinars, classes, courses, consultant days, writing articles, whatever it is. I'm a teacher. Every single one of you has enough knowledge to be the best teacher in your area. And that's all we're asking. And all we're suggesting, let's take a chance. Let's take a chance on teaching, changing your life. So for me, here's what happened. It changed my life because I could help people at scale. Instead of one-on-one, I could help people at scale. Leverage. People bought into me. That was something Dan taught me very early. Paul, we don't want people who want physio. We want people who want physio by Paul, by Paul's company in the end. Not just any old P in the PT. Every one of you cash PTs on here, anytime you insurance businesses are having problems with copay, or you are trying to offer other products and services, Shockwave and Stimpod and Red Light, and they don't want to buy it, it's because you're selling the thing. You're not selling the thing by Paul. The thing is $100. The thing by Paul is $250. That's where we've got to get you to. Patients come with fewer objections, easy to fill up other PT schedules. How many of you are having that difficulty right now? You can get full. Great. Congratulations. You've got a job with loads of hassle and loads of commitment to the government. Now we think I'm going to be a bit more entrepreneurial. Let's get a second clinic full, a second PT full. Oh, but nobody wants to see them because it's all built on your reputation. So workshops give us a chance for you to set the play. You could go run this workshop, Jay, at the start of the month and put all 15 people confidently in with another PT. You get them bought into the values of the business and the outcomes that the business provides. And that's what the workshop allows you to do. The secretary on the phone can't do that. And all of you who have tried, they'll experience this. Hello, can I have an appointment with Paul? No, you can't. Well, if I can't get an appointment with Paul, I'm going somewhere else. Well, he ain't fucking there either, is he, right? By the way, but that's not how they think. When we do workshops like this, we get them bought into the premise of the business, and we can handle any objections about them seeing another physio in a room. Don't let your front desk girl try to handle that shit, because they ain't one in the world that's good enough to do that. They trusted me before they paid me. That's why they stay with you for 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 years. That's why they come back regularly. That's why they look for more things to buy from you whenever you announce it. They trust you before they pay you. The one decision to become an educator: freedom, scale, and leverage. It's no hype when I say it changed all of our lives. All of our lives. not just the people that I teach as a result of me learning how to teach, but most importantly, where it matters most, my family. It changed every single one of our lives. I went from working 9 till 8 in a treatment room all day, every day, to trips around the world with my kids, to pretty much any sporting event, any concert, anywhere I wanted to be. I moved countries. I have a pool in my back garden. It's sunny for 300 days of the year. Things changed for me because I made a decision one day to jump on a flight and go and learn how to come and be an educated-based marketer. That was it. That single decision changed my life. And what I'm saying to you is there's probably a decision today. This isn't about workshops. This is not about the 10K method. It's not about my book. This is about you making a decision to say, do I want for the rest of my life what I'm currently getting? Or do I want to give myself a chance of a very different life? A bit more freedom, more margins, clients that are bought into us, less worrying about regulation and insurance and the constraints of a typical clinic in a small town that are, frankly, the odds are stacked against you so much that you will make it through. It's untrue how difficult it is for you to build a business in a typical manner, running a typical campaign, a typical business, charging typical prices in a small town in England or a small town in America. It's so far against you, it's untrue. So you almost don't have a choice but to come to a different strategy. And what I'm appealing for you today, I'm going to give you the book in a moment. What I'm appealing to you for you is to not think about this as a workshop. Let's not even think about making 10 grand from a workshop because that's too small in thinking. Let's consider, can we make today that you and your business moves from being a regular PT clinic, transactionally serving its clients and doing it well probably, to one that provides much bigger and is about something much bigger in terms of its marketing and its education and how it will serve its community and what that means for you and who you're going to become and the status that you'll have and the authority that you'll have, the peers that will be asking, how did you do it? How did a guy from Hartlepool, how did a guy from fucking Hartlepool do this? I love it when I go back and I see my physio I quote unquote competitors, because they're not in the physio. They are in the physio game, by the way. I'm in the education game. I don't think any of them the penny's dropped yet. And most of the lazy bastards wouldn't jump on this webinar even if I fucking dropped the link in a bloody personalized envelope for them, right? They wouldn't and couldn't be bothered to do it. The difference for you today, I hope at the end of this, is will you decide to run your business different than you have been? And if you do, trust in the process over a 6, 12, 18, 24-month period and watch what happens to your life. Incredible things. And then watch what happens to it in a decade. Amazing things will happen. Maybe right now you're stuck in a model that doesn't work. Trying to work harder, thinking that's going to get you more money, more effort, more time. And what we actually need now is a different strategy. What I present to you today is that different strategy. It's a different way to think about how you'll serve your clients at scale to find you freedom. How do you feel about that? Type into the chat, let me know. Type into the chat. Come on, give me a little bit of feedback. How do you feel? How do you feel about running a business like everybody else? Let's start there. How do you feel about running a business that has low margins, has you stuck in the treatment room all day, statistically has zero chance of your marketing ever working, relies purely on word of mouth, hoping that some doctor might refer to you? Every time the phone rings, if you're a cash PT, you think, oh shit, I have to answer the do you take insurance question. How do you feel about that? Ponder. Type into the chat. Somebody give me a little bit of feedback. Jay says, sounds exactly what I need. Become a business owner, not a job in my business. Correct. Just to be respectful in all of this, Jay, every single one of us has to have a job inside of that business, right? And every single one of us for the first 2 years has to go over and above. Those 16, 18-hour days, I've done them. But when you're still doing them 5 years on, there's something wrong. And don't let anybody tell you that there isn't. Business owners are supposed to work hard for the first 2 or 3 years. Then they're supposed to create systems and find leverage in the business to free them up. The initial launch capital of a business is sweat, blood, and tears. Every one of us has that in common. But what gets it to grow and to launch into outer space? Leverage, thinking, strategy, something completely different. So I just wonder today, for some of you, it's Sunday, might be a day of reflection. Is today the day that you think, I'm done? This business model may not work. Our current operating system doesn't allow us any time with patients. That's why we can't charge margins that people actually want to pay for. The marketing that we currently use is very, very difficult. It's very transactional. It's reputation based. It's credentials and white cloaks and look at us and we're amazing and we've got 65 reviews yesterday and so on and so forth. I wonder if any of you are going to start to think, and I always say this, I'm aware that 80% of people do nothing when they come on these webinars. But for the 20% that do, I hope today, September the 21st, is the day that you go, actually, I'm going to run my business very, very different. And I'm going to give myself a chance of a life that's different than the one I'm living today. That's why I love doing these webinars. We'll find 15 to 20 people today that we're going to go on a journey with. And I suspect you'll look back in 3 to 5 years and go, that was the day that it changed for me. The biggest change for me, I love to travel, and I get to travel these days with family. I never wanted to be stuck in the treatment room 9 to 5 for 40 years of my life. After 5 years of doing it, my hands were hurting, back was hurting, everything was hurting. I was a very manual therapist, and it was unsustainable. And I knew that I couldn't have done it for the rest of my life, and candidly didn't want to do it for the rest of my life. I love my patients, but as I always say, I like being in Disneyland with my kids a lot more. Why workshops work, the small group advantage. People don't want to be educated. What they want is a solution leading to transformations. Workshops are about building trust in you, by the way, in you. And this is the bit some people don't like. If somebody says no to you right now, they don't trust you. It's not because they haven't got any money, it's because they don't trust you. Workshops are designed to alleviate that. They're designed to build trust in you faster than any ad can ever do. It's low pressure. Patients sell themselves. They ask you questions instead of questioning you. A patient questions you and says, why don't you take insurance? They're questioning you. They're interrogating you. You can't win from that point. After a workshop, they'll ask how the process works. And that's very, very different. 7 reasons you should do it. Everybody needs expert status. Impossible to grow a business if you are just another PT. Lead generation. You can't scale any business without leads, and a regular supply of leads coming through the business. That's what marketing lets you do. One-to-many selling. You can't grow without leverage. You're tired because you've got no leverage. Leverage comes from thinking, people, and systems. Have I got time to think? No is the answer for most of you. Have I got good people? Probably not, most of you. You've got people that you relied upon at the start who might now not be good enough, who don't believe in marketing, who think that it's not right that we should be marketing. They don't buy into this principle. Great, they're keeping you stuck. And have I got the systems? No, I haven't got the time to put the systems in. I'm too busy treating patients. Reactivation, bring back past patients more frequently. Referrals, chance for patients to bring or tell others, hey, there's a workshop this weekend. Do you want to bring your family or friends or a work colleague with back pain? Bring them to the seminar. List building, market other products and services, and social media authority. Surely pictures of you on stage teaching people at your office is significantly more impactful and profitable than posting pictures of your dog or what you're eating for your lunch, like the rest of the world. How does it work? This is called the 2/3 rule, predictable conversions. Running a workshop correctly, this is what you'll get. 2/3 will register, will actually show up. 2/3 who show up, book a consult, and 2 out of the 3 of the rest probably book within 30 days. That's generally what we find as a 80% rule across hundreds of workshops that we've done in the last 12 months. Do the maths, it stacks into $10,000 every single time you run a workshop. What doing just one workshop is worth? 20 register, 13 show up, 8 buy on the day, $12,000. 7 more buy in the follow-up, you've probably got another 10,000. 22 grand from one 90-minute event. That is not uncommon. It's possible that it's more, probable that it's about 8 to 10,000, and it assumes a $1,500 value per patient. Anything less in the US, you haven't got a business. If the case is worth less than $1,500, you have a much bigger problem. And in the United Kingdom, you guys have to be getting at least 500 to 600 pounds for every case that you take on. If you haven't, you can't scale or grow a business, period. Your 100K predictable revenue stream. Run just 10 workshops a year, 100 to 150K in added income. Patients come pre-sold, no hard selling. High leverage, 90 minutes for 10 grand. Movie star money. What I'd like to do, I'm going to give you the book in just a moment, but I'm going to put this, we call it the proofs and the profits. And we broke down about 15 or 16 workshops that we did at the start of this year. And we just give insights into what the title was, how they did it, where it was, who did it, how much money they made. My company had ran it for these guys. I'm going to put it into the chat for you. You can take a look at it. Maybe it's tonight, just have a little look. If you ever doubt that this strategy works, just take a little look at this tonight, and it'll give you some insights. Small towns, big cities, one in Canada, all across the US, some in the UK. You can read that at your leisure tonight. If in any doubt that these strategies are working for clinic owners just like you all across the world. A little insight into what might be inside. Marketing was always something I struggled with, but now we've generated $91,000 from just 7 workshops. Todd Houghton up in Massachusetts, big insurance business owner, struggling with margins. We moved his workshops to selling other products and services to increase the profitability inside of his business. Ellen's moving away from insurance towards cash. She's implementing the concierge model in her business from Durango. I didn't think anyone would show up. Most people's reservation with these types of things is nobody will read my books, nobody will show up at my workshops, nobody cares about me. Ellen was exactly the same. She was surprised to find that 29 people showed up for a workshop and she made $32,000 from the first one that she ran. She now runs these every single month and is in the middle of transitioning from insurance to cash and building what we call a premium brand concierge clinic. All of these things are happening, guys. This is facts. These are things that are going on around you. Make sure you are in the game with it. Workshops filled my schedule with cash pay patients. This is Ricky. I know Ricky's on this class and might even be able to just post into the chat about the let's call it the revolution that's took place at his clinic since he started workshops. If these things can work in North Dakota, they can work anywhere, right? That's what I would say. Booked up weeks in advance. He's now gone on to hire staff as a result of the revenue that he's made building workshops. Ricky's first introduction to me was at PPM Live last year in Orlando, and I can go on and say that Ricky's life has changed. Am I allowed to say that, Ricky, as a result of PPM Live last year? I introduced him to workshops at PPM last year, and let's just say he took it and ran and implemented it and did as he was taught. And life looks a little bit different for Ricky 10 months on. Let's just put it that way, in a very, very, very good way. And this is what I always say, and this is why I keep appealing back to you. Whatever happens next, it's totally up to you, right? We are very conscious that 8 out of 10 do nothing, right? But 2 do. We look for Ricky's, we look for Todd's, we look for Ellen's who want to run with these things with us. And I hope you're one of them, because if you do this stuff, it's mega what will happen to you, to your life. So less than 1 year in from starting a business from scratch, hire 2 staff members looking for another PT at this time. Absolutely changed, incredible. Now my wife is interested in doing this as well, as she is an MD. Boom. Lives are changing. And not just theirs. Just think of all of the people that they've impacted as a result of this as well. That's an entire community now being impacted by this strategy, who are getting insights about their health that nobody else wants to offer them. And that's what makes him special. And that's what makes all of these business owners special. They take the time, genuinely take the time to help their patients understand their problem. And I think now more than ever, having time in healthcare is so vital, and that is what will set you apart from anybody else. Look, most patients, whether we like it or not, they treat like numbers. They're in a system. The receptionist is miserable as shit. She can't be bothered to even answer the phone most of the time. And that's all over the world, by the way. The idea of just getting the girl to answer the phone these days is whoa, we've got one. The fact that she does it with enthusiasm and energy and love and fun and empathy and compassion, holy shit, that's like, that's yesteryear, right? Like that's 1980s and 90s stuff, right? When people actually respected their jobs. So healthcare at this point, I think, is it's a challenge for patients. It's a challenge for patients. And when you find somebody that does have the time for you, it's an absolute light bulb moment in your life. It's a rarity. I built my business on that foundation, that we'd have time for people. I was overstaffed so that we could have tea and coffee with people. I had to charge appropriately, but I was able to do that because of the marketing that we were running. And these days, I think your biggest advantage is to become a clinic that really does have time and gives people time before they make the decision, because that's what they want more than anything. Can you help me understand the decision I'm going to make? That's what real experts do. Real experts don't know where the pain is coming from. Real experts know that what you're really struggling with is help me understand what I'm living with and why. And if you can help me with that, you're a breath of fresh air in my life, and I'll love you forever. And I'll end up being a patient of yours forever. And I'm going to ask all of you, do a little bit of soul searching right now. I know you all think that your customer service is amazing. And I know you all think the girl on the front desk is amazing. And I know you all think everything you touch inside the business is amazing. But I'm going to ask you to do some soul searching. How much time do you really spend with people, helping them make the right decision before they make it? Or is the business full of, hello, can I have an appointment? Yes, you can. We'll see you tomorrow. What's your insurance card? Hello, can I have an appointment? Yes, we're a cash pay clinic. I'll see you tomorrow. That's what most business owners do. And they wonder why they've got no money. What we're advocating is, are you going to be a little bit different? Genuinely different. Are we going to put something in your business that will educate your clients, make them feel really good about you, get them bought into you and who you are, get them into the, I trust you now. Oh, by the way, how much is it? Great. That's good. I'm in. Versus, I'm calling to find out how much it costs. You haven't got a cat in hell's chance of ever winning that client round. And that's what most of you are dealing with. How much is my copay? You'll be responsible for $500. Whoa, hang on. No. The doctor never told me this when he referred me. I'm out. 15 sessions? No. Nope, none. I'm out. This is what you're dealing with, guys. Whether you move forward or do whatever after this, this is your future globally. So powerful that I had to write the book on it. I write a book every 2 years. And the incredible momentum that my clients have had as a result of workshops, I thought this year was the year to write books on this topic. And instead of just writing a book on workshops, it's called Teach and Get Rich. And it's the premise and the principle of taking a practitioner, a PT or a physio, to somebody that is a teacher, that is an expert, and showing you different ways, the megaphone, if you like, to share the knowledge that you've got and rightly expect to get paid significantly more than anybody who just is a physio. If you are a physio, you'll get paid $100. If you share your physio knowledge, you're going to make a hell of a lot more money. So to share with you my journey from 12 hours a day treating patients to a teacher to 4 clinics and freedom, every step is documented inside Teach and Get Rich. It's the playbook that changed my business, my income, and my life. None of it is theory. Every single bit of it is what your peers are doing. Anybody like a free copy? Let's have some fun with this. I'll get you a link for a free copy, and then we'll get on with the rest of the class. And I'm going to stay on, and I'm going to go through. Let's call it the 80-20 of the book. I'm going to break down the top 20% of the book for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, and really dig into what I call the laws of workshops and you becoming a teacher. How's everybody doing? Just type into the chat. Let me know. How am I doing? Happy? Are you glad you've given up your Sunday afternoon? I'm very hard hitting, and I do that on purpose. I have no bullshit attitude. I tell you as I see it and as I know it. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to try and help you and make a difference. And I've done that from day one. That I am very candid, and I'm very blunt, and I'm very direct with my teaching. I haven't got time for the niceties, and I say that with the utmost respect, because I don't think you want me to do that. You want the truth as to what's happening and why your business is struggling and why you're not making the money that you deserve and you could be. So hopefully, Alan, for you, anything, sir, anything. Welcome to the sunny state as well, by the way. It's about time you left fucking Canada. Like what? Like who? Like who? Like why would anybody live in Canada, right? Like, and I mean this respectfully, right? Why? Like it's fucking freezing up there, right? Come on down to Florida. Right? It's like Britain. Why does anybody hang around in Britain, right? It's dark, it's cold, it's miserable. Come on down to Florida. All of you. You're all welcome. 300 days of sunshine, low taxes, palm trees in your garden. Your kids hang around in the pool on a January Sunday afternoon. Come on down. Alan, I'll send you a signed copy, Alan. No worries. How many years do we go back, Alan? 8, maybe 7 or 8 since you first started working with us. Ivy says, love the idea. Thank you. Well done, Ivy. Lots more to come as well. I'm happy to give up my Saturday and Sunday because I'm a teacher, but I want to be like Paul. Great. Which bit do you want to be like? Which part of Paul do you like? Come on, Eric. Which bit? Right, great. Anyway, let's get you a book. Let's go on with it, Paul. Right. I've got 100 copies all weekend to give away. And all I ask is that you're a real business owner. Obviously, this is going to cost me money to give these books. I'm trying to not, I'm consciously aware, right? I'm not on a crusade to help everybody. I can't do that. And I make no apologies for that. I'm very conscious that I can only help those that want to be helped, right? And when the student arrives, the teacher is ready. And, you know, when the teacher arrives, student's ready, all that stuff, whatever it is, right? I'm not on a crusade to change the world. And I'm not Alex Hormozy trying to get a book into everybody's hands around the world. I'm not that guy, and I don't want to be that guy. What I am is serious about helping people that want to be helped. And to do that, we always try and put a little bit of just a qualification on it to make sure that if you are a real business owner with real ambitions to grow, I'm happy to give you some free stuff, and I'll pay for it out of my own pocket, right? Anybody can come on this webinar. That's cool. But if you want my team's time and some money and, you know, spending on you and various things, let's just make sure you're a real clinic owner. You're already established, looking to grow, must have a website and or an active social media page that we can find. And this is the big one: an honest ambition and desire to implement it. Like don't let me send out a book and pay however much to send it and buy it and have my team prepare it and send you love letters and whatever else they'll put inside of it if you've got no ambition. And what we said at the start of it, there's a wonderful phrase. There's fake ambition and there's honest ambition. Fake ambition is, I'll get the book and I'll read the first chapter and I'll come back to it in like 27 years. And there's honest ambition, which is, do you know what? I really want to get workshops in my business. But more than that, Paul, I'm really bought into being a teacher so that I can change the way my business operates and I can rightly educate my clients, get them bought into me, get them more trusting, and give my business a really, really good chance of it being very different than it is today. And that's what we look for. I've built a wonderful community that many people on this webinar have been part of for years. It's a no bullshit community and it's honest ambition. I don't pay attention to most stuff going on around the world, but what we're very, very interested in is helping you becoming the best business owner that you can be so that you can feel the best version of yourself more days than you currently do. So you'll get the system. You'll get the predictable revenue, the small group workshop. All I'm going to ask is you cover the shipping, $4.99. I'll send it straight to your door. Head over to the 10kworkshop.com/free. 10kworkshop.com/free. Now, if you're in Oxford, we're doubling the price because you've all got money in Oxford. So note to all my team, if anybody from Oxford, there's a bit of money in Exeter as well, isn't there, these days? And Birmingham, you Brits. Birmingham's a posh part of, said nobody. But you guys in the south of England, you'll be getting double, right? And the Oxford people, I think it should be quadruple you lot should be paying. I'm looking forward to the day where a client from the Cotswolds says to me, there's just no money in the Cotswolds. There's no money in the Cotswolds. I've had it from Boca Raton, actually, Alan. I had a client from Boca Raton who said, Paul, you don't understand Boca Raton. There's just no money. There's no money. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So there you go. Go get your book and let's get on with the rest of the class. Fill out the form. We'll send it to you. And don't forget, PPM is the place if you want to continue this type of thing. I've got, for all of you who have bought the book and are interested, there is an opportunity to work with me on this at PPM that in the next half an hour, I'll give you the insights into how that will work. And you and I could maybe work together for a day before PPM starts on this topic. So if you like it and you want more, Walsall is not posh. It's posher than Hartlepool. Let's just put it that way, Jay. It's a little bit posher than Hartlepool. Claim your free book while you're here. If you qualify, keep learning after the webinar and start building it. And thank you and well done to you. I mean that, well done to you. It's there's not many people giving up Sunday afternoons to learn. Like, they think you're weird. I said this the other day. There's good weird and bad weird. This is good weird. Giving up a Sunday afternoon to come and learn. So let's talk through it and give you a chance to get the system implemented in the next 30 days. So the book's going to be the deep dive roadmap you're going to go back to. For some of you, this might be the way I would use the book. Are you ready for this? If you've got staff, I'm going to go through it all with you now, right? The reality is I'm going to go through it all with you. But if you've got staff, I would give this book to the staff and go, there you go. There's the pitch Bible on why workshops and we need to do them. So have your staff buy into it with this book. That's what I would say to all of you. I'll go into the basic premise and give you a chance to do it in the next 30 days. But the book probably becomes the Bible for your staff as you grow your business. You give them the book and go, that's why we need to do workshops, and get them all bought into the idea of doing this with you as well. So these are what I call the laws, right? The 6 laws, the 6 irrefutable laws of successful small group workshops. the 80-20 of the book. So remember that small group works best. In this occasion, small is better. 10 to 15 is the group size that we want, especially for cash pay and concierge models. So if you're a cash pay business, the small works better because you're going to ask for more money, therefore we need more trust. And the concierge model, we can use workshops and educational seminars to introduce people to the idea of your concierge clinic. Not a private pay clinic, a concierge clinic. How much nicer does that sound? Premium brand, that's what it needs to be. Concierge model, where it's about exclusivity and access. And there's a range of products and programs available that can be bought outside of the insurance system. That's what we've been helping clinics implement into their business for the last 18 months. The future, and you have heard it here, the future of PT, any physio, is concierge. Concierge, never forget this. It's here and it's moving and people are doing it. And the difference is moving from just being another PT or another physio to premium brand, attracting the right type of client. And we talk to them about exclusivity and access to you and additional products or services, outcome-based programs that they want to buy for, monthly memberships, more education that they want to buy into. That's the model that most of you need to shift to. And coincidentally, at PPM, I keep mentioning it, this is the topic. This is the theme across the 3 days. Day 1 is Teach and Get Rich workshop, and it's the Close the Room workshop. Day 2, 3, and 4 is concierge. I'll be teaching an in-depth keynote around concierge model and how it works and examples of businesses that are running already on the concierge model. So if this is interesting or just sparking little things off in your brain, PPM Live is almost an in-depth deep dive into the concierge model and how it works. But workshops, back to our point today, workshops are how we bring concierge model to the marketplace. Just remember that. So the law of education, we spoke about it. Nothing beats educated patients. The best clients are educated clients. I've said it from day one. They're always the best clients. Selling cash pay feels hard because you're pushing or selling the benefits of PT. That's why people struggle with PT. They're selling PT. We don't sell PT. What we've got to help them understand is why you're better than any other alternative that they've got, why they should pay you more money, why you're different than any other option that they've got, what makes you different, your values. For me in Britain, I had to figure out this very basic premise, and you Brits pay attention to this, and I mean that respectfully. You can't sell against the national health system on the fact that you're a better PT. You can't, because nobody understands that. How, right? We've all got the same certificates. You think you're better, you probably are better, and the reality is you fucking are, right? Because most of them are useless. And that's being respectful. I wouldn't have them in a lucky bag, put it that way. You are better, but we can't prove that on the phone. So what we have to sell is values. And in any business, what we have to do is sell against the values of things like flexibility, of freedom, of time, of choice, like how the program ends, how many sessions they want. These are all the things that the affluent people that you probably want to work with value more than anything. Choice, flexibility, name recognition. None of these things are available in a system. In a big corporate shitty hospital system, none of those things are available. In a small, intimate concierge PT clinic, I can offer choice, male or female. Choice, what time, night or morning. I can offer flexibility in schedule. I can offer multiple paths to the outcome. I can offer multiple things that the system can't. And I will remember your name and I'll know everything about you 8, 9, 10 years later. That's not true in the system. I can only educate you on that difference, though, over time, or through a workshop, or through a book, or through a marketing system. So the law of education is universal, whether you're in Britain fighting against the national health, or you're in the US fighting against the big shitty systems that are promising to do the same thing for cheap. Educated patients flip the script. They don't ask how much, they ask, what do I owe? Fundamental difference. The worst case is, how much? The best case is, that was amazing. What do I owe you? When your life becomes, what do I owe you versus how much, you get very rich. The referral pyramid inverts when you teach. People come to you as a trusted advisor. So again, I go back to my days in Britain. All of the Brits on here know this. You cannot get referrals from NHS doctors for love nor money. They think you're the devil for starting a private practice. They're so bought into the socialist shit, candidly, that they can't even see the woods for the trees. Even if their patients have to wait 18 fucking months, they wouldn't even mention your name They just don't, right? I got to the point where I was that successful with this model, I could refer out to doctors. And then all of a sudden, mysteriously and magically, guess what started showing up at my door? Patients. And bottles of wine for Christmas. And tickets to football games. And various other things. Because I was sending them the patients, not the other way around. And I got into a relationship with some fantastic orthopedic surgeons who 5 years before wouldn't entertain me, wouldn't even consider any conversation with me. But now I was able to send patients to them. Much, much, much better. Law number 2, the law of leverage. The law of leverage. Doing more from less equals leverage. You leverage thinking time, your people, and your systems. Have you got time to think? Have you got the right systems? And have you got the right people? Those 3 things, give me your answers and I'll tell you how good your business is. Most owners grind 15 hours of treatment to make 10 grand. 90 minutes teaching equals 10 grand booked. So Todd Houghton, I spoke to you about before from Massachusetts, he'll be at PPM, he'll be on stage. He was our winner last year. Todd does this exact strategy. He teaches twice a month, right? Shows up on a Saturday, shows up again 2 weeks later. He does the seminar. My team set it up for him. He does the seminar. He leaves. The patients book their appointments with the rest of the physios, and he comes back 2 weeks later and he does it again. He's bringing the revenue into the business in a 90-minute window. He disappears and goes traveling to Europe and Hawaii and wherever else he goes. We can't keep track of him. He's actually in Florida this week to see me. But his model is being built on him being there for 90 minutes twice a month. Patients getting put into schedules. He disappears. He gives the clients a hug. He gives them a love. He shakes their hand. He answers their questions. He gets a selfie with them. He signs some books and loves on them and makes them feel really, really good. And then he disappears. And the patients book their appointments with the rest of the physios. Sound good? That's the law of leverage. If you're stuck in the business right now, this is the thing that you have to obsess over. Leverage, systems-based building a business with systems. Workshops create the leverage, and you've heard the phrase, stop trading time for money. This is what it's going to let you do. Number 3, the machine law. A guy called Ray Dalio taught me about the machine. Wonderful book called Principles. And in it, he talks about the machine. And essentially what business owners are doing are building a machine. And machines are built with a series of systems. So business owners, what we'll see, if you are tired and poor, you're probably absent of a system, right? Or multiple. The 5 or 6 most important systems, of which the most important is always marketing. Random events create random results. Random ads, random results. Random workshops, random results. Random hiring, random results. Random improvement of customer service, random results. It's the whack-a-mole effect that a guy called Keith Cunningham taught me. Whack-a-mole. He said, Paul, most business owners are playing whack-a-mole. You've seen the machine where the moles come up and it's like, boom, there's one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. He said, Paul, it's fun for 60 seconds. If you're with your kids and there's a little entertainment area with whack-a-mole, go have some fun. He said, the problem is most business owners play whack-a-mole for 40 years and then they can't work out why they're tired. Yep, whack-a-mole. There's another one. How many of you play whack-a-mole all day? Type into the chat. Anybody world class at whack-a-mole? There's people frantically Googling whack-a-mole to see what the hell is this whack-a-mole? It's this thing where problems pop up and I hit it and the problem disappears. And then another one pops up and I hit it and it disappears. And I think I've got rid of the problem. And just as I get rid of one problem, another problem pops up and I whack that. And then I go home at night and I go, how was your day, honey? Well, do you know what? I've done a lot. Did you achieve anything? No, I just got rid of all the moles. Didn't you get rid of all the moles yesterday and the day before and the day before? It sounds like you're pretty good at whack-a-mole. What was the movie that was off? What was that golf thing? What was the movie? Somebody typed into the chat. Was it Groundhog Day? Where the moles? What was it? No, it wasn't. Was it? The same guy was in it. Somebody typed into the chat. Let me know. There was a movie where the moles kept coming up on the golf course and you had to go and get them. Anyway, that's what most business owners are like. Caddyshack. Was it Caddyshack? Come on. Is anybody live right now? Come on, talk to me. Whack-a-mole was an arcade game, correct, Mark? Caddyshack. There you go, Fran. That's your life. There they are. Boom. Oh, there's another one. Boom. And you feel good at the end of the day because you've done a lot, don't you? Right? How good is it? You know it, says Fran. Don't you feel good at the end? I've been busy today, and I was like, if there's a badge for being busy, give it to me. Like, put that around my neck. I whacked 15 moles today. The problem was I whacked them the day before as well. Right? That's why we're stuck, honey. Like, we're stuck at a 100 grand salary because we keep whacking the same fucking moles every day for the next 20 years. All right, that sounds a bit nuts to me. The game had a huge market is satisfying. I know, it's amazing for 60 seconds. Mark, tell me you haven't got one of those big mallet things at work, and that's what you do all day, every day. I have a picture in my head now of Mark arriving in New York on the subway. Off he goes on the subway with a big fucking mallet. And somebody asks him, "Where you going?" "Oh, this is what I do for a living. I whack them all day, so I just figured I'd bring my own mallet." Right, okay. And then everyone on the subway, all the weirdos on the subway, Mark, like, "All right, that's amazing, Mark. Keep going." I'm the executioner, not the whacker. That's Jake Berman. Yep, correct. Right. Anyway, I'm watching Caddyshack tonight with my kids. I'm going to explain to them today. When my 10-year-old is going to go, or 11, I've got that many, I forget their ages. My 11-year-old is going to go, "Son, Dad, what you laughing at?" I'm going to say, "Son, today I talked to business owners about what it is like running a business where you just whack a mole all day." And he'll say to me, what does that mean, Dad? And I'll say, "Do you know what, son? Most business owners, what they do, they have the same problems all day, every day, and they carry a big mallet with them, and they just whack the same problems all day, every day. And they do this for about 10 years. And my 11-year-old will look at me and he'll go, "Dad, that doesn't make any sense." And I'll say, "You know what, son? It doesn't. But that's the world. Like, there isn't much sense in it, son. People literally do the same shit all day, every day, right?" And I can just imagine my 11-year-old's reaction. It's like, "Dad, I never want to be an adult. I don't want to grow up, Dad, if that's what adults do. But adults do the same shit all day, every day and expect a different result." But yes, son, they do. And they wonder why they're frustrated and tend to a bottle of wine every night to drown in their sorrows. Anyway, moving on. Mark's headed to the arcade after this. Me too, I think. I'm going to go home and play. My kids probably play whack-a-mole. And in my house, I've got one of those old school video games. I bet there is. Remember from the 80s with like Street Fighter and stuff on it? Like, we've got one of them in the house, so I'm sure it's on there. Anyway, let's get back to making some money. With systems to fill, convert, and follow up, every workshop has a 3 times the payoff. An example, the best example of a follow-up system, sales will double in revenue with a follow-up system. My prediction is across all of your businesses with a real follow-up system, which is what PhysioFunnels is, a real follow-up system, your revenue can increase by 30%. Absent of a follow-up system, most businesses are losing about 30% in revenue every year. What that means in real time, if you're $1 million business, you could have been a 1.3 million. If you're a 100 grand business, you could have been a 130 grand business, right? And so on and so forth. Big deal if you're trying to grow and scale. The point, build the machine, not just a workshop. Number 4, the fortune is in the follow-up law. Most stop at what happens in the room. Workshops are about, in many instances, what happens after the event. People have questions and they'll go away and they'll talk to their husbands and their wives, and that's respectfully, you have to let them do that. And sometimes I said, "You know what, I need 24 hours, I need 48 hours, I just want to digest everything, but I'll be back in touch." And many times that happens. Clinics who implement post-event nurture can earn up to 50% more after the event than in it. Don't think too much about what happens on the day. The fortune is always in the days after. Build your follow-up system, non-negotiable. Law number 5, the law of predictability. Most owners live month to month. No certainty in their new patient volume. 10 workshops a year equals $100,000. Predictable, repeatable cash pay revenue. 1 per month buys you certainty. We could get to 2 a month. 1 for new patients, a second for reactivation of past patients. There's all sorts of different ways to use workshops that we can get into with you. Predictable growth beats random growth. And, are you ready? The most important law of all is, let's get paid. The most important law of all is to make sure that you get paid. We still have to ask. We have to ask for the money, which is different from selling, right? I have to ask to get paid. If I don't ask, I don't get anything. Fear of closing, you're leaving half the money on the table. Rule number 1 of life, you have to ask for money. It doesn't come to you, and no one's exempt from this. I look at my kids, right, and they are world class at asking. In fact, nobody's taught them how to ask. However we've all got here, right, whatever you believe in, somebody was very clever when they built us, right, this thing. And without anybody teaching us, whoever built us and created us, and however we've all evolved, somehow there was a miraculous thing that happened that in the first 10 years of our life, without anybody teaching us to do it, we knew how to ask to get what we wanted. And because we knew how to ask to get what we wanted, we survived. I believe wholeheartedly in this as a principle. As a father of 5, my job is not to endlessly, needlessly give my kids things, turn them into spoiled little brats, have them rely upon me, wait for me to make money and help them out for the rest of their life. That's not what my job is. My job as a father is to set my kids up for success. And one of the most basic of things that I can do to help my kids be successful, I believe, is to ensure that my kids know how to ask for things forever. If we go out for dinner, if we go out to a pub or a restaurant or a bar, wherever we go, the rule is, and I don't have many, every one of my kids orders their own food. Every one of my kids goes and asks the waitress if they want something. Every one of my kids can walk to the bar and ask for something. I don't order on their behalf. I let them ask on their own behalf. Because the key to success in life is to continue to ask for what you want. Not to demand it, right? We're not asking for it, not expecting to pay it. There's a little bit of a disconnect between what the world seems to want and what they're going to give up to get it. What we're saying is we provided value here for 2 hours. Now we're going to ask to be paid. What we're not saying is, can I have the money? Then I'll show you the value. We're saying we've shown you the value. Now I'm saying, can I get paid, please? There's a disconnect going on around the world with people who think that they don't have to do the work and still want the money. And in some cases, that's happening in physio businesses. They don't have to do the work, they want the money first. When they've got the money, then they'll provide the value. And it's counterintuitive to how it works. More and more and more. More and more, it's about giving the value first, then asking for money. Money doesn't come to you, and nobody's exempt from this. And you can't abdicate that. That's the bit that you're going to have to learn. Is workshops are to be pivotal in your life, and you becoming a teacher. It's one thing you standing on your box and teaching and belting out War and Peace about back pain. But if you don't know how at the end to say, give me the money, show me the money, as Tom Cruise famously said, pointless, unless you just want to be poor for the rest of your life, right? That's totally up to you. And you want to give all the information away, then that's fine. So you're going to have to ask for money. Asking to be paid is very different from selling. And unfortunately, again, the world has done a good number on you, because I suspect the guilt that you all live with as a result of asking for money is probably in the end what's actually crippling you, right? When all is said and done, you're a sucker when you're in healthcare. And I mean that respectfully. You're a sucker for the guilt, for the people expecting you to do things and you feeling like you should. And that's all great if you want to do it. But there comes a day where you have to say, do you know what? Enough's enough. I'm providing enough value here. Now I need to be paid, right? I've got my own problems at home. I've got my own bills. I've got my own family I want to help and protect and give a good choices and travel with and good experience with, and so on and so forth. But what we're saying here first, let's provide value first, then ask for money. We're not saying ask for money and then deliver it, because that's the roadblock that most people are running into. Think about it. The company that says, give me the money first before I've provided value, how much do you trust them? You don't. The company that says, hey, let's spend 2 hours with you and come and get to know us. Here's the bill. I'll pay it. Remember how good at kids asking for money. I might just politely encourage some of you to stop being an adult and just start being a kid again for a little while. Number one, have a bit more fun, right? Kids have loads of fun. Number two, wake up with a bit more optimism and enthusiasm, because kids are brilliant at that. Number two, ask for what you want and be relentless until you get it. These are the things I love about having kids in my home. Energy, optimism, enthusiasm. They are relentless. I was at Disney last night. I didn't get in till about 11:45. These suckers, these kids, we get in at 11:45. Can we have a story? Can we watch telly? Can we have milk? Can we have cookies? Can we have... I'm like, kids, fuck, man. Like, Like, it was 90 odd degrees. I finished this webinar yesterday, whatever time I finished. Went home, took them to Disney. Magic Kingdom. It's not easy to get in and out of. It was packed last night. And these kids at 11:45 still asking. Every bit of me wants to tell them to shut up. Every ounce of me wants to tell them to stop asking, but I won't, because the minute I do, the minute I stop telling them to stop asking or start telling them to stop asking, I'm conditioning my children in a way that won't be helpful further in life. You keep asking, kids. You keep asking, you're probably going to get what you want. And it's the easiest way to separate people who are doing okay in life and those who are doing really, really well. The ones who are doing well, probably just comfortable with asking. And I think you guys might have to just, and again, it's a touchy subject, I get it, because it's healthcare, but the reality is you might just have to get a bit better at asking to be paid. Has that landed with anybody? You don't have to type, I just wonder if you're still a little bit uncomfortable with asking to get paid. Which is why I created what we call the 7-step perfect presentation. Closes 50% without pushing us. 7-step perfect presentation. What I teach you is to master the framework and let the structure do the selling. Master the framework and let the structure do the selling. That's what I'm going to teach you. So if you move forward with us today, we've got 2 options. On the pre-day of PPM Live, I'll spend all day with you, working through this framework and showing you how to use it to close the room, to essentially get you very comfortable asking to get paid. That's the framework I've designed. Every single one of my clients has been using it for years, and that's how they get paid. What we realized was if we didn't teach you how to close the room and follow the structure, 15 people showed up, but you didn't ask for the money, and everybody walked out. So you've got to master the framework, let the structure do the selling. You can buy the systems and the scripts, but you can't outsource the moment you're in the room. That's when you must close. You've got to take some responsibility to this. I can set the workshop up for you. My team can run the ads. We can get everybody in the room. Your team can help, but you must take responsibility for the close. The magic happens when you follow the framework that automatically closes the room, and that's what we're going to teach. So it is dedicated at PPM Live on the pre-day for those of you who are already come to PPM and haven't got your pre-day ticket. Now you know exactly what it's about. And if you want to upgrade that, just tell my team. For those of you who want to come, you can either book a ticket and come and just be part of that, or you're going to get a free ticket anyway as part of the deal that I'm about to offer you. So it's for our brand new customers this weekend. So if you're a new customer, there's a wonderful offer coming up for you to give you a chance to just start the journey with us. The question I'll ask: do you want to do it on your own, or do you want to do it with me? If you think you've got enough and you want to do it on your own, then that's great. And I hope I've been of great value to you today. But I do have an option now for you to get this to do and work in your business. So if you want my help and my team's help, I'm going to give you an incredible offer to get the entire 10K system into your business and also become a master at closing the room. This is for brand new clients. It's our new customer appreciation offer. So if you're new to my world, you're just finding me, you're just hearing about me, lots of virgins on this weekend, Paul Virgins, of course. This is going to be perfect for you, just to get you started with us. And we always try and make it easy for people to enter our world and just come and sample what we're about and be part of my community, because I'm biased, of course, but I think my community is the best, bar none. Not even close. Not even close. The rest. We're about making money. We're about having fun. We're about not taking life too seriously. But we're very, very serious when it comes to learning the art and science, if you like, of real business ownership. And in the end, that's all that separates a poor business owner from a good business owner, is business skills. And my community is, I'm biased, but it's the best. It's also the best looking as well. My community by far the best looking in a long shot. So if you're ugly, don't join my community. But if you're handsome and good looking, then you're very welcome. Mark is obviously the leader of it. And, Ricky, I'm not sure how we let Stan in, but that's another conversation. Another conversation for another day. That's why we keep Stan, I'm only joking. By the way, I'm only joking, everybody. Mark says, glad the camera's off. Mark and Ricky epitomize the good lookingness of my community. And Stan, well, we let him in the back door, right? That's for sure. But Stan sends me all this type of shit. because he likes me to wear these things on the stage. I'm not sure what he's trying to say, whether he thinks I need to improve my handsomeness or what, I don't know. But anyway, no ugly people allowed in my community. Am I even allowed to say that these days? The HR people will be on me. The fucking FBI will be after me the lot, right? Can I even say no ugly people allowed, right? Like, well, fuck it, I'm saying it, right? It's my business, my rules. No ugly people in Paul's community, just really good looking people, right? And we even let people in from North Dakota. So if you want to be part of my good looking community, we have one rule. If you think you're ugly, don't join. If you think you're good looking, then you can join. And that's all that matters. Beauty is in the eye of the mirror in this case. Right. Both of my offers are for good-looking individuals. And if you're a good-looking individual and you class yourself as a good-looking individual, we are ready to help you. Michael, they tried to call you about 5 times. I was in the room when they called you because I listened to your voicemail. So they've been ringing you. They've been trying to get hold of you. Absolutely. Yeah, we listened back to your voicemail. For full disclosure, Michael called my AI and I was very impressed with it and didn't know at the end if he was talking to a human or AI. I wanted to know more about PPM. And Paula did a really good job. So yeah, we've been trying to call you, Michael. Both of my offers come with the bonus of free tickets to work with me in person to learn the framework to close the room. That's part of the deal that I'm going to offer you today. We are growing a community and we want you to be part of it. The peer group thing is important, that you are part of some solid peer group. And as you know, I have the best looking peer group anywhere in the world. So don't mess it up. Makeup on before you arrive, please. And you lads, a bit of hairbrushing and maybe a low taper fade or something, right? Just to sharpen you up a little bit. Right, the system continuously produces and consistently produces 8 to 12k per month. Do it 10 times per year, an extra 100 to 120k in annual revenue. That's the real value, not some made up digital number. We've been doing it for a while. 9 out of 10 clients, fantastic. We've been doing it for a year, over 5 million in the last 12 months alone. We can help you launch your first 10k workshop or give you the proven system that generates 8 to 10 grand every time you run it. You're going to get a repeatable blueprint and we'll show you how to do it, or we can do it for you. So there's 2 levels. I alluded to it before. Obviously, you've got to get the book. That's great. Use that as your sort of pitch Bible, your framework. But if you just want to do it and get this in play in the next 30 days, which is a reminder of what we are about, is taking action, there's a fast track done for you. We build the whole thing. We run the ads and guarantee you'll walk away with 10k in additional revenue. Number 2 is guided. You get the blueprint, the templates, the one-on-one support. You get 2 calls with my team and a live training to do it yourself. So the fast track option, team builds everything. Do the marketing, do the ads, do the funnels, do the scripts. We'll fill the room with qualified patients. You just show up and teach and collect 10 grand. Now, what we'll have to do is make sure that you have a patient value of $1,500. If you haven't, we'll have to talk to you about whether or not we can still make that work for you to hit these numbers, right? And if you haven't, you might need some help with some other things inside of the business. So let's get it. Let's get you to do this if this is what you want, and then we'll have a call probably Tuesday or Wednesday this week. And if it isn't a good fit, it's a refund and we move on, and that's fine. At the very least, you can take the templates and you can do it yourself. So there's no risk here. What we're going to say is basically move forward with the fast track today. We'll talk to you on Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll get a chance to book a call straight away. We'll call it the kickoff call. And if there's anything in you that thinks this isn't going to work for me, or we look at your business and think, actually, we don't think it's going to work for you, or as happens, we're already working with a competitor in your area, therefore we can't work with you, then we refund your money. That's absolutely fine. We're not going to argue or fight with you over anything to do with that. I'll also make you a guarantee. If you don't make 5 grand in patient revenue, which will be a doubling of your investment, we'll keep working with you until you do. So you're not going to lose any money at all in this. We'll do all of the marketing. We'll do the social media. We'll do the ad copy, the ad creative. We'll do the emails. We'll give you access to our physio funnels to run the workshop machine. We'll give you all the scripts to give to you or your staff for the little bit of work you've got to do at your end. And really all you've got to do is show up and teach. It's 100% risk-free guarantee. And if you don't get 5 grand in patient opportunities, we'll do it again. Simple as that. We'll take the risk. And my team will do it and we'll make sure that it works for you. But the reality is very, very unlikely that you won't get at least $5,000 in patient opportunities. Like I said, I'm just underwriting it, so there's no risk there for you. It costs $5,000. If you just come off a call, Cam occasionally offers this to clients who want to get started with us. It's $5,000, and we say, let's just do a workshop. We'll put all of the team on board, and we'll get this running for you, and we'll run your first one. What we'll do today, because I'm in book launch mode, and we want to get more people into this community, $2,500. Or you can do 2 payments of 13. So you can pay 13 today and then 13 in 30 days just before the workshop starts. Choose whichever one works for you. If you've got cash flow issues, then great, you need to do this. Use the payment plan option. The $1,300 would go down today. We talk to you on Tuesday. We have 30 days to work on your workshop. We'll pick a date. My suggestion would be this. We do it just after PPM. So probably the last week of October, early November, for this reason. A, we can get the workshop all set up and filled and everything and all that good stuff. But B, you'll have been to PPM to work with me, and I'll have shown you how to close the room. I think you'll get maximum value from a flight to Orlando to work with me. Then you go do your workshop, you'll smash it. You'll feel great. And then we can talk about what you want to do after that, whether or not you want us to keep doing them for you, or you've seen enough and you and your team can do it, and we can help you with the system, and we'll hand over things, and we'll agree what that looks like moving forward. So for most of you, it's a very, very good place to start today. No risk, can't lose. You can only learn. And if you move forward today, I propose we do it last weekend of October so that you can come and learn how to close the room from me on the 23rd of October. My team will have had 30 days to run your ads, get it all set up, put people in your room. You would then be in a significantly better place to go and close the room and make 10, if not more, $1,000. Ricky, I'm gonna. This could go spectacularly wrong. What did you do in your first workshop? What was your first? If you're still on, is Ricky still on? What was your first workshop? How much did you make in it? Rough numbers. How did that first workshop go? Type into the chat for me. Perfect for established clinics who want a fast win. It was back pain, and I had 2 people show up and bought 5 bought $16,000. There you go. 5 bought at $16,000. 12 show up, 5 bought $16,000 in the first workshop. There we go. Perfect for established clinics who want a fast win and proof of concept and learn how to do it. Option 2, do it yourself. Guided, do it yourself. Get the complete 10K workshop blueprint from us. Step-by-step templates, ads, scripts, and follow-up system. One-on-one coaching calls to set up and optimize your first event. Lifetime access to the system. Option 2 includes the digital course, the 2 times coaching calls, the vault of templates, and the playbooks. Includes 1 day close the room implementation workshop in Orlando with me. Plus, we'll throw in 2 silver tickets, the cheapest tickets at the back. You don't get the full member experience, but you get access to the room. Planet Paul marketing newsletter for 12 months. The price for the course, $19.97. Today, you can get started for $697 and save $1,300, or 2 times $395, whichever works for you. So you've got guided, or you've got done for you. If you want to run your own, Ricky set his first workshop up and made $16,000, and since gone on to do it every single month and made thousands on the back of running these types of workshops. Choose which one works for you. Option 1, do it with us, and we'll take the hassle out of it for you. Option 2, guided, the 10K workshop system. That gives you all of the tools and the courses and the coaching calls in order to get that thing over the line. If you're an early stage business, again, remembering people like Ricky was a brand new business at the time, we just threw it together and put it out there and it got moving. Perfect for early stage or budget conscious owners who want the roadmap. So if you want the roadmap, do the class, do the system. And if you want us to do it for you and you're really keen and eager and you just think, I'm too busy to set it up and my team aren't ready for it, but I want to do it, then let's get going with option 1. I said it before that my can't lose guarantee, if you choose done for you, which is $2.5 grand, you don't generate at least $5 grand in patient revenue from your first workshop, we'll keep working with you until you do. 100% of the risk is on me, not you. You don't need to decide if you'll run workshops forever. You just need to decide if you'll take the first step with me today. And I think that's more than anything what we're asking. Can you see this as a first step towards working with us and my team and a peer community that knows and understands how your business needs to run in order to make money. If you try to do it on your own, this might be a really good step towards me and my team, and most importantly, the community. The most important thing that I can give you is access to people like Ricky and Mark and Stan and others on here who have been in this community for years now. Those guys are the most valuable part of my community and always have been and always will be. So this might just be the first step towards the community with us today. Yes, money-making workshops, but bigger than that, first step towards a peer group community, some coaching, some mentorship, some help from a wonderful team that's there and dedicated to you and your success. Take a small risk in time and money for a shot at massive upside to find more of both. What I will say is keeping the $2,500 in the bank won't change your life. Investing it in a system just might. And don't forget, we can start today with $1,300 down. If we think we're not a good fit, we'll both have a conversation on Tuesday or Wednesday this week. If we think we're not a fit, all of that money will go straight back on your card and it'll be back with you in 24 hours. Put the first payment down. Let's get the team on with running the workshop. Come to PPM and let's get you in the room with me. I'll show you how to close the room and we'll go from there. And you'll go back and run your workshop and you'll smash it. 5 fast track done for you, spots available. The guided class is 697. It'll close today. It'll close tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Everything closes or whenever the first 5 of each have gone. And don't forget, you get your tickets to be in the room, which I think is probably the best part of the deal. Also, if you wanted the first 3 to do the done for you, I'll even pay your Facebook or Instagram ads to ensure that the room is full. First 3 only. That's on the fast track where we do it for you. So if you sign up now and you're one of the first 3, I'll put my credit card into your Facebook ad account and we'll run the ads and I'll ensure that there's 15 to 20 people in that room and you'll keep the leads. They're your leads. So I'll buy the leads for you and I'll do it to prove to you how confident I am that we can make this work for you as a long-term sustainable strategy and a chance of a long-term partnership with you. That's my full intention, that I want to prove to you that this works and that my team can make it work and that we have a chance of a long-term partnership with a very, very nice clinic. And that's essentially what I'm doing here for you today. I appreciate that some of you in smaller business mode and might not be ready for that yet. But if you are even remotely interested in any kind of partnership with me and my team, this is a really good place for you to start. So which path do you want? There's the link at the 10kworkshop.com/bundle. Go over there now. First 3, type into the chat as soon as you've bought the program and let me know that you're coming to PPM. Fast track is done for you, guaranteed. And guided, follow the blueprint, build it yourself with our help. Go to the page now and do it. And then immediately reply to your email. You'll get an email with a confirmation ticket for PPM and tell us who you're bringing. You get 2 tickets, remember. Tell us who you're bringing and we will put you down on the class list and we'll add you and you'll get your swag and your t-shirt and all of the workbook and everything as part of the big event that we've got this year. So make your decision, nothing to lose on either of them. If you've enjoyed the webinar and you've learned a lot, see it as the first step towards implementing predictable revenue in your business. And most importantly, the first step towards a coaching community where you can start to get some real help. It's very lonely running a business. And most people's problem is that they're making decisions on their own. When you've chosen, reply to the confirmation email and confirm you're coming to PPM Live. And if you're bringing a colleague to secure your space in the room tell us who that is as well. We have a cap at 250 this year. So please tell us very early who you're bringing so we can put them on the class list. Every single person on here should be doing at least option 2, at least. If you've come this far, you're obviously interested in predictable revenue. You want a new direction for your business. At the very least, start with option 2 and we can help you. Let's get to know you a little more and become part of the Planet Paul extended community. Some big principles to take. Whatever you do next, educate, don't sell. Remember this British accent. If you're still struggling this week with objections, if your revenue isn't growing this week, if your quarterly isn't there, if your annually isn't there, if you're working harder than you should be, if your staff are quitting because they can't sell cash PT, remember this British accent. Educate, don't sell. Second, 90 minutes can replace 15 hours. Todd Houghton. 90 minutes once a month replaces 15 hours of treating patients. Choose wisely. Every business owner needs leverage. If you're going home tired, playing whack-a-mole all day, every day, we haven't got leverage. This is what it can do for you. 10 workshops is very possible. And what happens is you build momentum. The first workshop builds upon itself. You figure out what your audience wants. You get better at selling. They understand what the thing is that you're doing now. And over a period of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, these workshops build upon themselves. It's very possible that you could do 100 grand. And that's based upon clients that we've worked with. The fortune is in the system and in the follow-up. You need the system. We can help you with that at level 1. We'll put in the full follow-up system of physio funnels for a month for you and show you how it works. It's definitely the shortcut. The shortcut is always peer groups. The shortcut to business success is to be around successful people. That's why I've included the ticket for PPM in this deal as well. That is the shortcut, guys. When all is said and done, you being a skilled business owner is the shortcut, and you being around other successful people to find out what they're doing is the real flex. You notice that on Instagram these days? The flex is, the real flex is being around smart people. That's as old as time, and it doesn't go away. Get around smart people and your business changes. Todd, smashing it, 90 grand from 7 workshops. Ricky is filling up patient schedules as a result of monthly workshops. And Ellen is moving towards a concierge model from insurance, selling cash pay concierge. It's possible for you. This is happening in small towns and big cities in multiple countries. So choose the path that you want. First 3 will get the ads paid for fast track. 1,300 down today if you want to get started, or the 697. Follow the blueprint, build it yourself. Head over to the workshop bundle and get your offer. If you've got any questions, what can I do to help you with any questions that you might have about that? Let me know in the chat right now, and we can answer them for you and make sure that you make a really good decision today. So what can I do? Type into the chat. Let me know. You can I'll answer them questions for you. Type into the chat. Let me know. Type into the chat. Nice to see. Looks like we got our first one. Jenny from New York for option 1, which is wonderful. Type into the chat. Let me know. Anybody got any questions? Thank you. As usual, this is gold, but only for people who take action. Got dash. John Gill, 100% correct. Type everything's about for people. Everything's only for people who take action, and that's as old as time. Here's the thing, though. Most business owners are taking action just on the wrong things, and that's the whack-a-mole. That's the whack-a-mole. There'll be people on here who go back and dabble with Reddit ads and all sorts of SEO ninja tactics and improving their colors of their websites and logos and various things, and they'll do that every single year and nothing changes. So I don't ever see lazy business owners. I just see business owners working on the wrong things. All right, if we've got no questions, I'm going to jump. The offer, Ricky says, always great information. Have a great weekend. For those of you still wondering for work, I would say go for it to change my life. Thank you, Ricky. You're very special, Ricky. Thank you. I appreciate that for what you've said and what you do for our community. It's amazing. All right. Any questions before I jump? P.S. Before I go, I'm a chiropractor and Paul has caught my eye as the best PT coach in the world right now. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I agree, actually, John. I agree. I'm modest as well as a good business coach. Yeah. Do you know why I'm one of the best? I practice what I preach. I continue to grow multiple businesses. I invest heavily in personal and business development. I execute on what I learn. I make mistakes. I learn from them. And then I go again. And I do exactly what I teach you to do. I'm building a business, raising a family, enjoying life, having fun. I have a very playful outlook on life. I try not to take things too seriously. I love what I do, which is growing my personal belief and confidence. And I learn through business about myself and about other people and how the world really works. And in that respect, I think I've become a good teacher because I'm in a good place to be able to do that. And that's how I see my journey, that it's my thing. It's my thing. I spend my life living in a way that I teach, and people seem to like it. So thank you. As our holiday already running our first workshop with the team this weekend, so should I come to the team to help with the close? Yeah, Sally, we'll help you with the close. Even if you can't make PPM, Barry will be able to help you with the close. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Look forward to seeing everyone in Orlando. Will be epic. Stan, you're amazing. Stan's in the back of our book as well. You'll find out more about StimPod on that book. inside that book and how StimPod can help you. I know Ricky uses his StimPod as well. So fantastic. Have you worked with clinicians providing non-traditional PT services? Fran, explain. The answer is probably yes. We are shifting most of the clinic owners towards non-traditional PT because there's no money in PT, right? Come on. Like, can I take the mallet to everybody's head and try and wake everybody up? People are spending on average $6,000 a year on wellness. They're spending on average less than $500 on PT. Do the numbers, right? Non-traditional might be Shockwave, StimPod, right? Stan's machine to help diabetic neuropathy, hyperbaric, red light, so on and so forth. Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's what they're doing. That's what workshops, that most of them are using workshops for educating people on other products and services, coaching and wellness. 100% fine. It's exactly the same. Like, we've got dentists who we work with who are using this. Bring them in, coach them on what the implant does, why it works, how nice their teeth will look, how the process works. It doesn't matter. It's as old as time. What a workshop is a vehicle to explain to people what you do and why they should buy it. Specific medical conditions. So Stan, for example, what we do with his machine, we set up workshops for diabetic neuropathy. The beauty of that is it can be built through traditional PT. Coaching and wellness. We run a lot of webinars for coaching and wellness people as well, because you guys can sometimes run bigger audiences. So absolutely fine, do it. 100%. What else have I got? I try to offer biohacking services and I'm a PT trying to break away. Michael, you're our client. You just explained exactly what we do. Trying away from, like, this called Insurance Busters for a reason. I'm running an event called Insurance Busters, Michael. Please tell me you're coming to PPM. The entire fucking weekend is for you, dude. Every fuck is trying to move away from insurance. It is bullshit. You're right. 100% biohacking services. So how can you? This is what the typical PT will do, Michael. Are you ready? Read my Mystic Paul strikes again. The typical PT, and I mean this respectful, Michael, will try and run Google ads around biohacking. They'll try and run Facebook ads around biohacking, and they'll do some social media around biohacking. And the guy that wants biohacking has no fucking clue what biohacking is, right? He has no clue what they need. I had a lady in the other day. This is the best example I can give you. She runs a wellness clinic, right? Nutrition, diet, good health. I said, what do you post? She said, we talk about gut health. I said, how many people want gut health? She said, well, everybody who calls us. I said, yeah, how many people need gut health but don't want gut health? Fucking millions, right? So can we stop advertising gut health? Nobody wakes up and thinks, I need to sort my gut out. They wake up and think, I've got slightly bloated, I'm tired, I'm foggy, right? What we do is we get people in a room who might be with those issues, and we talk to them about those issues. And at the end, we say, hey, we've got some options to help with all of that. So we don't sell biohacking ever, Michael, ever, right? Are you listening? Ever, never externally. We set up workshops for people interested in a life that biohacking allows them to do. Michael, you're nuts if you don't sign up for one of these offers today, dude. Or, I mean, I shouldn't. It's up to you. But, like, this is what we do, guys. And this is the mistake that you make. You go and run ads on Facebook and they don't work. You go and run ads on Google, it doesn't work. And then you turn around and say, nobody wants biohacking in my town. We use the workshops to educate people on why they need biohacking and how it can help their life over a 2-hour period. People buy whatever the product is. 100%, Michael. Back to the Profits was amazing. This year is going to be even bigger and better. And I've got an Ecto 1 this year. And there might be some surprise appearances from ghosts across the weekend as well. Anyway, hope to see you there, Michael. Or at the very least, buying one of these options today, we can help you with this. This is exactly. And this is for all and everybody, for everybody who's left. This is what the mistakes are that people make when they do it on their own. They run ads and waste money, and then they convince themselves that nobody wants biohacking, nobody wants Shockwave. I was talking to a physio last week. They said, oh, I've been trying to run Google ads for Shockwave. And I said, let me guess, you wasted your money. Well, you know, I come back from the Shockwave conference and I just thought everybody was looking for Shockwave. I said, who told you that? The fucking Shockwave people? Of course they did. Right? Newsflash, no fuckers looking for Shockwave. Zero. Right? Not enough to make a business out of, that's for sure. But what people are looking for is a better quality of life. They're looking for to be aging slower. They're looking to get to 60 feeling 40. So should we start talking to them about that and then get them in a room and explain how Shockwave helps them do that. Ah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Well, unfortunately for you, Michael, good luck. And I mean that respectfully. We'll be here when you're ready, Michael. I'm a PT. I work as an independent contractor. I work with 3 chiropractors, RMT, acupuncturist, and occupational therapist. Do you think this will be a good fit for me? What are you trying to offer? I'm an independent contractor. So do you go in and work? Look, at the end of the day, if we're Michael, I'm glad you said that. I'm a PT. I work as an independent contractor at interdisciplinary. If we're trying to grow your revenue and increase the sales of a product, then workshops can work for you, Ivy. As long as you're allowed to run this type of thing, then yeah, like there's no no issues. Yeah. So you're coming back to PPM, Michael, or you're going to give us, do what you should have done a year ago and come across with us? Ivy, what we could do, let's do this. I'm fully respectful of everyone's situation. Send an email, Ivy, to the email that you, or Cam, can you take over this? Why don't we just book a call, Ivy, on Monday or Tuesday? Just to give you the best chance that we've got of making the right decision. Send an email to Cam, book a call this week, and then we'll answer a question. We'll answer all of this for you, and we'll honor the offer. I love that. I love that. We're not here to try and get anybody's money, right? Out of nothing. We're just trying to help you make a good decision. Book a call with Cam, and if it's right, it's right. If it's not, it's not. Some of you are going to be in little cities or places that we know it's hard, right? We'll be honest with you and tell you there's certain places, certain pockets of, I don't know, in the bay or somewhere, right? That might not work, right? And we'll tell you straight away, like that's not going to work, and we'll just refund your money. Like we are not going to do anything. We don't want to get into a dogfight with you. We've done it for years. We know what little areas work or the areas that don't work. And if you tell us your situation, we go, do you know what? That's not for us. We don't think we can help you. We'll tell you and be honest with you. Good. Michael, I think the difference might be with us. I think we've got a team, right? And that's probably the difference with us and most of these other so-called business gurus. We've got a team that'll do it for you. And that's, I think, what separates us. We've got a full account management team. I've got creatives, graphics, writers, account managers who do it for you. And to be respectful, I think a lot of it is sort of just you're left to do it on your own. And, they might run a few ads, but they don't really help you set the workshop up. And that typically happens across the board, and I think that's why people are favouring us more and more these days. I've got 35 people in the team, so I can help you do all of this. I'm sure they're very nice people, but we are hearing more and more of people coming to us from other groups because of this type of thing. So yeah, jump on a call with Cam, Michael, and let's get you back and be engaged with us. All right, any final questions? Love that. See, we've opened up a few. We can help you. If you know it's what you want, book the seat, take the offer. If you need to talk to us, book a call. We're just here to help you, and we'll answer any of your questions. We don't want hassle customers. I have a terrific life, and I don't deal with any hassle or heartache or headache from clients that don't want or expect too much. Right? We don't want that. We've done magically well over the years building our community and having the longevity that we've got, and that's because we have very good relationships with people that we can help. And if we can't, we'll tell you. We'll try our best, by the way, and if we can't, we couldn't make it work. So, all right, well done, everybody. Thank you for your time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and whatever you do, this is the future for you. This is where your next steps are going to be for workshops and building predictable revenue into your business. Hope to see you all at PPM. Remember what I'd said, this could be an inflection point, and for some of you it will be. For some of you, it'll be back to business as normal, and that's fine if that's what you want. But you showed up on a webinar because you probably wanted to know a bit more. We can help you start talking to us about how we can do that. Thank you for your time. Well done to you. You're amazing, and good luck with your business, and hopefully we get to support and help you on that journey very, very soon. Well done. Thanks, guys. Thanks to my team as well. Thank you.